your schedule with the company appears to have started slow, according to the research that I'm doing, with a formula that looks like it's 2 nights working TV tapings, 2 matches each night, and then something like 3 weeks off. That does not appear to last very long, though, as before you know it, you're off to the races in a big way. It looks like, generally speaking, you're working something like 6 days a week, but it varies. I I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm gonna be doing a lot of jumping around here to cover all the
yeah.
highlights of your time with the company, but let me just assure everybody, you are working a lot during your time in the WWF. What can you tell us about your schedule?
Well, I mean, it was like that. It was, they did their TVs. I think they said, was it every 3 weeks?
Mhm.
Yeah, and that would be back to back days.
Yes.
Three shows on one day and three shows the next day, and out of those, I mean, you could, you might be on all of them. You might be on. It just depends on what they were doing. But those were a couple of tough days. But then, yeah, everything else, you're working at least 6 days a week. You know,
Yeah, by the time you got rolling, man, it's you can look all this up on the history of WWE.com. They've got all the dates and the matches, the victories, losses, etc. And just going through it, it's I think there was like more than 200, probably closer to 300 matches during your run here. It was somewhere in that neighborhood.
well,
So just
yeah, I mean, that's like you stay there almost a year, and yeah, it's every day. It's kind of like, I mean, territorial wrestling was that way. I mean, when I went to work for Bill Watts, there were no days off. You might get Christmas off, and then when they figured out that people wanted to go out after they opened their presents and do something, and that they could fill a building on Christmas night, you didn't have Christmas off anymore.
oh man.
That's a fact. I wrestled many Christmas nights. You know, uh,
It's asking a lot of people, and especially if you're trying to build a family,
yeah, yeah,
man.
and
Just
especially and if you're one of the top guys, especially if you're one of the top guys, then you're one of the guys that everybody else is depending on to draw the house.
yes.
And so, you might as well forget about having had a day off.